Hi there, John Wilkinson and History Made Easier. I'm going to talk, not for the first time, about causation in history. But this time I'm going to pinch from our friends in geography, bless them, and use two analogies that I think work for us in explaining the past. My first analogy, I'm going to use volcanoes. Because just like that pressure builds up inside the volcano until we have the cataclysmic eruption, so do those fundamental causes build up in history until we have something like a war or a revolution. And if we go to World War I, we can illustrate that. Because our fundamental pressures building and building up are those events unfolding in the Balkans, Weltpolitik, and international anarchy. Until we have the trigger that gives us the explosion. We have the assassination of the Archduke Ferdinand, and we have the July crisis. I think it's an analogy that works. My other analogy is those tectonic plates, I think, if I remember them correctly. It is a million years since I had my last geography lesson. Those tectonic plates that rub up against each other until we have an earthquake and perhaps even a tsunami. Well, in history, in 1914, we have the isms rubbing up against each other. We have nationalism rubbing up against imperialism. We have Serbia rubbing up against Austria-Hungary. And we have just about all the Balkans rubbing up against the Ottoman Empire. So I think our friends in geography do us a favour there and help us understand the past a little better. I hope that madness was interesting for you. I hope it was useful for you. Do look at my website, History Made Easier. It's packed, I hope, with more useful stuff for you, building all the time. But as always, thank you for listening. Cheers.